Hi, I'm Leslie Poole, part of the customer service team with Xarvio Digital Farming Solutions, the official digital brand of BASF. I'm here today to introduce you to Xarvio and to Field Manager and how we can help you with your crop production plans. We deliver cutting-edge technology that allows you to know when and if and where to spray. This helps you to determine your applications at the right place at the right time. Let's get started.
Protecting your crops from disease threats would be a lot less challenging if you knew what diseases you were up against, which fields had the greatest risk, which areas of the field were highest priority, and the best time to apply crop protection. Knowing these factors would help you get the most out of your investment. With Xarvio Field Manager, you'll have the information you need to decide with confidence if, when, and where to make these crop protection decisions. Field Manager is a mobile and web-based decision-making platform that helps you identify what the crop risk is for each field using predictive modeling. It helps improve and automate the decision of if, when, and where to apply crop protection. When it comes to protecting your crops, understanding the disease threat for each field and when to apply crop protection are the keys to success. As every farmer knows, however, this can be a different challenge every season. Fortunately, there's Field Manager Spray Timer. Spray Timer combines the calculated growth stage with weather data and proven disease models to determine the disease risk for each field. So, you'll know which diseases are likely present, when the overall disease risk is increasing to critical levels, and when you should apply a fungicide. And, to make it simple and convenient to use, Spray Timer sends push notifications directly to your phone. This means you can easily track the disease threat in each field and get advance notice of the best time to spray, so you can prioritize and plan your fungicide applications. Make your crop protection decisions with confidence. Try Xarvio Field Manager Spray Timer today. When it comes to applying fungicide to your crops, you have options. You can spray some fields. You can spray all your fields. You can spray none of your fields. Or you can take a different approach for your crop using Xarvio Field Manager Zone Spray. Once you've mapped your fields and entered some basic field data, Xarvio Field Manager Zone Spray creates zone-specific fungicide prescriptions. In-season satellite imagery is used to map the crop biomass in your fields, so you can identify the zones with the highest yield potential and those most likely to generate an economic return from an application. Using these maps, Zone Spray generates on-off prescription maps for your fungicide applications that you can upload to your sprayer. With Zone Spray, you can focus your fungicide application on specific field zones created by in-season satellite imagery. This allows you to toggle zones on or off and target the areas with the highest yield potential. Now, you can have confidence you are targeting the areas of your field with the greatest economic benefits, seeing a higher return on investment for each field. Get the most out of your fungicide and your field with Zone Spray. Try Xarvio Field Manager Zone Spray today.
So what we are looking at here is the new Xarvio Field Manager app. In this app, you can do everything from adding and creating fields, looking at in-season weather, and even looking at live biomass imagery throughout the growing season. You can see I have my fields listed here. If I select one of my fields, you can see that we have all of our different options. We have growth stage options, disease risks, as well as our field-specific weather, and of course, our biomass and power zone maps that are available. You can go more in depth on the weather. As you can see, we do offer live radar, hour-by-hour breakdowns on when is the best time to spray, as well as going into a full 10-day forecast. These are just some of the many options that we can do now inside the Xarvio mobile application system. From the Xarvio homepage, click on Create Your Account. Here's where you will put in your first name, your last name, and your email address. Next, you will put in your phone number, then click Continue. The next step will be to enter in a password. It will show you here if the password has been accepted. I recommend having a capital, some numbers, as well as a symbol. Lastly, you need to click on I have read and accepted the terms and conditions. If you wish to read them, simply click on the blue text. Then click on Create your xarvio account. Now you will see you have a message welcoming you into Field Manager. Your next step is to get started. Once you've logged in, you can draw fields, select them off a map, upload shapefiles, or connect to your My John Deere. What we are looking at is the actual field-specific weather data for this field. At the very top, you can see we have live radar functionality. If you wish to take a closer look at the live radar, select the arrows in the top right-hand screen. You can switch back and forth between Bing and Google images, and as radar or precipitation moves across the map, you'll actually be able to track it based on the window shown below. For more information on the radar, what the colors mean, come over to the I tab, and from here we have a full breakdown of the color and the precipitation. Below that, we are given our field weather. The weather is broken down hour by hour, giving you the most knowledge possible when it comes time to decide if you should go out and spray your fields. We also have our 10-day sprayer forecast, including today's date. Here we can give you all of the information you need in terms of precipitation, wind speeds, highs and lows for the day, as well as the amount of sunlight time per day that we are getting. Below that, we are able to look at our historical weather and climate. These black lines represent the historical values. What we have done is taken the last 10 years of weather data and aggregated it. This allows us to compare today's average to a comparable aggregated data system of the last 10 years. This new weather feature will allow us to go out and make more informed decisions for our field when the growing season begins. First things first, when you select your field, your images will show up on the far right-hand side. You have 3 options to choose from: field boundary, which is what we see below, power zone map, and biomass map. Let's start with a power zone map. Once you assign the crop and seeding date to your field, you will immediately be given a power zone map within 24 to 36 hours. This map shows a historical average of biomass across your field. Then, let's switch over to the biomass map. Biomass maps are actually in-season imagery. So throughout the growing season, beginning approximately 2 weeks after your seeding date, your field will start collecting biomass images. These in-season images are taken throughout the growing season with our partner, Vandersat. This Vandersat imagery allows us to actually go through cloud cover as well as collect imagery at nighttime. So we should have images every week for your field. When images are collected, you can find them here, and using the data icon in the top right-hand corner, you can cycle left to right to show the biomass growth in your field. You can see the colors below, and the legend is down here in the bottom right. As you can see, Zone 1 is a lighter tan color, and as we move up in the higher zones, the darker green they become. And this is the difference between our biomass in-season imagery and our power zone maps of historical yearly average of your field. You'll see right now, as we sit on June 3rd, our growth stage models believe that this field, based on its seeding date, should be at a BBCH of 15, which in canola means 5 leaves unfolded. On the right-hand side, there's a drop-down arrow. Through here, we can see that we have the entire BBCH growth modeling system built in. If you believe that maybe your crop isn't at this growth stage and is either more advanced or further behind, you can make those changes. Once the observation is saved, this will now be available both on the pop-out screen and in your tasks. Once you've logged into Field Manager, pick the field you would like to add the task for. Click the blue Add Task button and this will give you the options. From here, we're going to select Crop Protection. Now this gives us our 5-day window, keeping in mind the spray condition alerts. Now since we are out of season, we don't have the green light. I'll just pick today now and we can search for the product you would like to use. I'm going to go with Carumba. If you need to change it, you can hit delete, reselect something and hit next. Now from here, we will put in our water grade. So please do remember to always read and carefully follow your label instructions. Now this gives us our summary. From here, if you would like to assign the task to someone on your team or a contractor that you're working with, hit assign. Please keep in mind you have to have your farm shared with these people before you can assign. Now if you did have a comment and you needed to add one, if you wanted to make a note, say for example, one corner of the field has a high fusarium problem, you could make some sort of note there. This gives us our outline of water grades. Now down at the bottom here, it shows us what percentage of acres are being sprayed. So we can see that we have 47 acres of area not applied. If we'd like to change that, click on Change. So these zones are created based on the biomass map. So 1 being your lowest vegetation, 7 being your highest. Typically people don't spray zones 1 and 2. Sometimes you spray 3, sometimes you don't. I'm going to turn 3 off just to give you an example. So we'll turn those back on. If you want to change the date of your source map, feel free to go through here. I'll choose that one for an example. Also, if you had management zones set up, you could click Don't Spray. All right, we're going to set that as the source, and now we're going to save it. Review the information and make sure it all looks good. Click Save. You'll get this pop-up success message. Now, this will take you back to the main status page. From here, we'll click on Tasks, and this will show you all of your tasks. So I have 6, there's 4 planned, and 2 have already been completed. So here's the task we just did. So we're going to click on it. You're going to see it's highlighted. And now, from here, we have other options. You can reassign it if you wanted to give it to someone else. You can change your date, so I'm going to change it to tomorrow. Click here to add a task. You can review your water rates. This shows your area in acres and percentages. Then lastly, you can send or download. So, if you have your account connected to your John Deere Operations Center, you can automatically send it. Or, for today, we're going to download the shapefile. Once you click on download, you will see the zip file. It will typically appear in the left-hand corner of your browser at the bottom, and it will be a zip file. From here, you would copy and paste these files onto a memory stick to plug it into your sprayer. Thank you for joining me today and letting me share with you all the great digital farming solutions that xarvio has to offer. If you'd like to learn more, you can find us at www.xarvio.com in the App Store and Google Play. See you next time.